What is going on, guys? It's PokePond back with another video for you. Lots to talk about today. There are so many deals to be had in the market with sealed product right now. So many people are saying that the market is crashing. Not here on this channel. You know that we are always supporting the sealed market, and I will always point out all the plays for you. Without further ado, let's get into it. Before we fully jump into today's episode, I think it's important that we just talk about where the market is at the moment. And if you didn't see last week's episode, the kind of underlying summary of what we were talking about last week can really be echoed through this week's episode as well, where there is a lot of fear, uncertainty and doubt in the market right now, and for no apparent reason really. As someone who has lived through multiple market cycles of hypes and lows and stuff like that, I can tell you that all of this uncertainty in the market is really short-lived. And a lot of the uncertainty is coming from the products that are sort of getting to the stage where they're starting to rotate out of print as well. And we're getting to a stage where these are some of the last opportunities to pick up some of these products. So to be able to get them on a discount from their all-time highs where they were a couple of weeks ago is actually a fantastic buying opportunity if you have confidence in the product. And what we're seeing is a real shake-up of the market, where the people who haven't been around for a long time and don't really understand how this works are all kind of leaving the market and dumping product, making some excellent buying opportunities for people that really know what's going on and have the patience to be able to hold. A lot of sealed collecting and sealed investing is about having patience. And the unfortunate thing, call it unfortunate or not if you like, but the unfortunate thing is we've had such good times recently in the sealed collecting space that people that are new to this, and even people that have been here a while, can be hypnotized into the thought that things should just go up forever. And that's really not how this works. You really need to zoom out and look at long time horizons for that to be true, for things to be constantly going up. What really happens in the market is ebbs and flows. Things go up and down and up and down. It's not a steady climb to the top. It's a roller coaster on the way to the top, and generally over a long time period, things are, on a very upward trajectory. I always have problems saying that word. Anyway, market sentiments right now. Excellent time to be buying both the newest sets like Mega Evolutions and some of the older sets, your Sword and Shield stuff, even stuff at the start of the block. We're going to go through everything sort of sealed wise now for Scarlet and Violet and Sword and Shield era, and I'll give you my honest thoughts on what's going on. Me personally, I'm buying more than ever at the moment, and I'm buying a mix of stuff. This week I've been buying Mega Evolution booster boxes because I think that they're a great buy and a great opportunity to pick them up. And I've also been buying Prismatic Evolutions as well, just because I'm always kind of buying that at the moment. I think it's got some great potential for the long haul. Let's just get into it though. Let's start with Mega Evolution, which is obviously the most recent set that's come out, and it's on sale a bit this week. Last week it was averaging $300 sort of price point on TCG's charts. Sales here for $254. When you actually look at what it was selling for last week though, although the averages say $300, it was closer to like $280. So we're seeing about a $30 price reduction this week, and we are expecting more product to hit shelves sometime in November, probably like first couple of weeks in November. If I had to guess, I'd probably say you're more than likely going to see an influx of booster boxes onto the secondary market probably around about the 14th of November. And that's just like a conservative guess. I don't know the actual date, but around about that time, we'll be expecting to see another little drop down in price. But you've got to remember that it is still performing really, really well out the gate. It's really not been out there for that long, and it's way, way, way over retail. It's a good set. You've got good chase cards that are hard to pull as well. Those gold cards are some of the hardest cards to pull that there's ever been in the hobby, and I think that once this starts to get up there in age, because it's had no time to run, you've got to remember that Mega Evolution is brand new. And it's a good set. I've opened up quite a bit of it as well. It's enjoyable to open. You get good feels from it. I think it's going to perform really well in the long haul, and I wouldn't have a problem buying in now at 254. I think that it will get a little bit cheaper over the next coming weeks, but it's not going to dip down that much, I don't think. I think that if you're kind of the person like me, where you're not buying cases and cases and cases all the time, it's not really worth waiting. I mean, you could buy a box now for like 254, hold on to it for a couple of years, do well out of it. If it's cheaper next month and it's 230 a box, cool, just buy another box. Do you know what I mean? Like, buying 1 or 2 boxes a month is kind of my buying style, and that may surprise you as someone who talks on YouTube about sealed investing and buying this and buying that. I probably buy a lot less than what you guys think I do. I just buy constantly. I'm buying all the time, but my financial position right now is one where I can't really afford to buy more than multiple boxes a month, unless it's something really special, or I've put more money aside in the past, or I liquidate some of the stuff I sell. That'll probably shock a lot of people watching, that I actually, don't buy as much as people think. I probably, full transparency, I probably buy anywhere from probably $200 to the upper end, which is quite rare, of $500 a month worth of sealed product. Usually it kind of averages out somewhere between them, probably about $300 a month on average I put into the hobby. But it's not always been like that. I've been doing this for 10 years plus, and there's been 6 months, 8 months, 9-month windows where I've just bought nothing and I'm just holding what I've got. It's only in sort of recent years where I've been buying every single month, like pretty consistently without fail. There's not much time that goes past that I don't buy. But what I just really wanted to stress to you guys is, like, with all of these videos and all of these people talking on YouTube, it's so easy to FOMO into stuff and be like, oh, I want to buy a case of this week, case of that month. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to do that. You really don't. Just do whatever you're comfortable with in your financial situation. And it's about a time thing, and it's about patience, because the longer you do this, the bigger that investment will grow. And then you might be able to liquidate some of your older stuff, and you can roll that money then into maybe a case of something in the future. And then you haven't really spent any money on it, because you're just reinvesting what you had bought previously for retail or cheaper than retail, something like that. Anyway, Mega Evolutions, little bit cheaper than last week. I really get annoyed at people saying Mega Evolutions because it's Prismatic Evolutions with an S on the end. It's Mega Evolution. And that's fine if you get it wrong, but there are so many massive Pokemon investment YouTube channels that are saying it wrong, and it just annoys me. So get it right, guys. It's Mega Evolution. Anyway, we'll stop rambling on, otherwise we're going to be here all day. Last sold in the US, $270 for the enhanced version there. I would always recommend buying the enhanced version if you can, even if it's a little bit more expensive, because I think in the long haul, that will appreciate a lot better, especially if you're in the UK. If you're new to the channel, I compare both US and UK markets for everything that I look at, because I'm from the UK and a lot of my viewers are from the US. So wherever you are, hopefully you will get something from this channel. So $270 for the sealed enhanced. New listing as well, so it got bought out almost straight away. Bit of wear on those Pokeballs as well. Let's just zoom in on that one. So not the mintiest box either. Bit of surface scratching going on there. Although that could just be moisture underneath. No, it's definitely scratching on there. But yeah, I wouldn't worry about that too much. But if you're paying at the top of the market, like $270, I'd want an absolutely minty one. Personally, the rest of the box looks fine. Doesn't look crushed at all. Honestly, it doesn't affect resale value that much. If you're selling this 2 or 3 years down the line and some of the Pokeballs are worn off a little bit, it really doesn't matter too much. But me personally, it's not all about investment. It's about the collection as well. And I like things to be perfect in my collection. So if I'm paying top dollar for it, I want something minty, fresh. Like it's straight out of your toothpaste roll. So yeah, last sold in the UK, £213. That's non-enhanced version. The enhanced version is pretty rare. They mainly just shipped out from Pokemon Center. All these other ones on the secondary market are non-enhanced. It was kind of the same with Journey Together as well. So you're going to see a premium on the enhanced versions over here in the UK. Let's find an enhanced sale. So you've got to scroll through. It's a bit rare. There you go, $260 for the enhanced version. So about a 40 quid difference between the enhanced and non-enhanced version there. But I would always recommend paying that little bit extra now for the enhanced version. As long as you're willing to put it away for a couple of years, I think that it will be worth paying that extra 40 quid in the long haul. So like I said, I'm buying Mega Evolution at the moment, and I'm paying top of the market. It's a great set. I think it will perform really well. And I think it's one of those sets where blink and you miss it. Like, time moves by so fast in this hobby when you've been doing it for a little while. And I'm telling you, before you know it, we will be looking back and Mega Evolution will be 2 years old and it will be out of print, and we'll just be looking back at it like, wow, I could have picked it up back then for, well, $270. You can get it cheaper than that, and you probably will be able to get it a little bit cheaper than that going forward. But once this thing goes out of print in like a couple of years' time, I reckon it will be pushing $500 a box easy. The fact that it's already knocking on the door of $300, I think we're going to have a monster on our hands, and it's an excellent opportunity to buy into it now. Like I said, but only if you're willing to put it away for a good while. Put it away for at least 2 years. That's what we always say on the channel, and that's 2 years minimum. And I'm not saying you have to hold it for 2 years. What I'm saying is you need to be prepared for the worst case scenario that you're going to have to hold it for at least 2 years to break even. That is worst case scenario in this hobby with sealed, generally. I mean, it might work out worse than that, but generally, if we look at the past, once it goes out of print, you can usually break even after those 2 years in worst case scenarios. And those are like on the worst sets. If you hold it for longer, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, most of the time you're 2x and 3x and 4x in your money, that kind of thing. So just be prepared that this is a long haul thing, okay? Let's then move on to Destined Rivals. Destined Rivals, down on its peak. And this is what we were talking about a lot last week, and you can see a lot of examples of that in this week's episode as well, that we've got the market splitting into two separate sides now. You've got the weak hands, the people that aren't here for the long haul, that don't really understand what's going in and just saw everything going up and they're buying in, they're dumping. We can buy their boxes for under market right now for really good deals. And then you've got the people like us who understand what's going on and sit and watch these videos. And I'm telling you, if you found this video, especially if you're a subscriber and you watch these videos regular, you are part of an elite group of people who know way too much about sealed than you should. You are literally 0.00001% of the hobby that really looks into these sealed prices. And we are such a small minority. People sometimes say that, you know, these channels, oh, we're ruining the market and we're influencing it. We are nothing compared to the market. I'm telling you now that less than 0.1% of the entire people who buy Pokemon product worldwide will even watch YouTube videos on Pokemon. Not even getting into sealed or investing. We'll just watch pack openings. You know, your big boys, like the real big channels, the big famous people that open packs. I won't say their names, I refuse to. I'm not giving them free promo because they wouldn't say my name. Those real big titans of the pack opening industry, their viewers are literally 0.01% of the hobby, something like that. Pokemon is a worldwide phenomenon. So really, you need to understand that you are such a special group of people, and we have an excellent opportunity here to buy off of people that are panicking. They're seeing this chart go down over the last couple of weeks and they're panic selling. And what you'll start to see now in this episode is we're starting to see ranges open up between these two halves of the hobby, between the people dumping and us that are buying out the minty boxes. You're starting to see a range in prices, And that means excellent opportunities, and I'm going to highlight some of them in this episode. Destined Rivals, right, let's have a look at last week. So last week, $387. This week, $391. So we're up $4. We're up nearly a 1% swing on last week. But you look at that chart, it looks like things are falling. Looks like the sky is falling. And you've got all these idiot YouTube channels that are talking about that the market is crashing. They are farming you for views, or they just don't know themselves what's going on. Let's have a look at the Destined Rivals chart. Let's just do 6 months. Just look at that. Just look at that. This here, this bottom of the market, was it releasing for way over retail, and then it still continued to climb. Okay, there's so many people that told me that I was stupid for saying to buy at this point. And then we had this even higher run up in price. Destined Rivals is one of the best performing booster boxes of all time on release. It is clearly one of the best sets of the Scarlet and Violet era. And over the long haul, it's going to do so well. It's had no time to run at all. And it's already up there so much over retail. Even now, it's still knocking on the door of $400. But I'm telling you, people are panicking. You'll have people that will be dumping this product, and it's an excellent opportunity to buy. If you buy Destined Rivals now for that $400 range, if you get anything sub $400 for Destined Rivals and you put that away for 5 years in the back of a cupboard, I think you'll be very happy with what you've done. And you'll probably be sad that you didn't buy more of it. That is just my genuine opinion on it. Last sold in the US on eBay, $420. See, there's nothing to worry about at all. This is one of the newest sets that's out, and it's already at $420. Let's look back to Sword and Shield era. Okay, let's look back to Brilliant Stars, Silver Tempest. They only broke $400 like 6-8 months ago, and that was way out of print. Destined Rivals is already out the gate. Like, you guys don't understand that this has had no time to run. Once this starts running, and once Destined Rivals gets to 2 years old, 3 years old, 5 years old, the price is going to do some crazy things, guys. Everyone's too focused on the short term, trying to do the quick flips and stuff like that. That's not what this is about at all. If you want to make money on sealed Pokemon, especially booster boxes, buy it now, put it away, forget about it. That's all you need to do. It's all about patience in this hobby, and people are so warped with their opinion because they've seen everything go up and do really well over the last 6 months. It's not always like that, I'm telling you. Last sold in the UK, £374, right up there. I bought into these for an average of £180. Now they're $374. That was a few months ago. Like, we're not talking about years ago. That was a few months ago. Let's see what we're up. And this isn't an ego thing. This is just me pointing out to you how strong this set is. Right, $374 last sold. I bought in for an average of $180. I bought a case, but separately in separate boxes, and my average price point was $180. And people told me I was stupid. So I'm up $194. $194 on 180, 180. I'm up 107% over a couple of months, and it hasn't run yet. This set will run. Just give it time. Give it a couple of years. Destined Rivals is going to shock a lot of people. It's an excellent time to buy in. Another one of the easiest plays out there. Let's move on to Prismatic Evolutions. Prismatic Evolutions. I'm constantly buying into this. Month on month on month, I'm buying a couple of bundles here and there, a couple of ETBs here and there, just slowly building that position because it is so cheap right now. It's a no-brainer, Prismatic Evolution. It's right at its all-time high for the Elite Trainer boxes. Last week, $137. This week, $139. You're like, oh, okay, it's only up $2. Yeah, but it's at its all-time high, and they tried printing it into the ground. And it still was resistant. It still didn't drop to retail. Hasn't had its time to run yet. It was suppressed by printing. Wait till Prismatic Evolutions goes out of print, and it will run like no tomorrow. Prismatic, 151, Paldea Evolved, Paldean Fates, all of these sets, like, we talk about the gains that they've had, and they haven't even had their run yet. These sets are all still in print. What's going to happen when these go out of print? What's going to happen 2 years after they're out of print? 4 years after they're out of print? We can see from the previous eras what happens when things get up there in age and they've had that time out of print to have their bit of a run. These sets are already rivaling what the runs were in Sword and Shield when they were out of print. And these are still in print. Honestly, the Scarlet and Violet era is going to shock a lot of people, and we're starting to see it now. Prismatic Evolution is such an easy play, in my opinion, and that's why I'm constantly just buying into it. And again, you don't need to FOMO. These prices are so cheap, in my opinion, to where they're going to be, that you can't lose if you just keep stacking. It's like putting money into a savings account each month. That's how I see it. It's like, oh, I could transfer, you know, $300, $400 into my savings account this week or this month on payday, or I could just buy a couple of prismatic bundles or a Destiny Rivals booster box or something like that. That's just honestly the way I see it, and it's not going to be right for everyone. It all depends on your financial situation. Hey, when I was doing this in the early years, buying an ETB once in a while, do you know what I mean? Once every few months, that's fine. If that's where your position is, and then just sit and wait and watch what it does. Get that confidence up in yourself about how to see what's going on in this market. I definitely did that. I definitely, in the early years, would buy a couple booster boxes and I'd just sit. A year goes by. 2 years goes by. Am I right? Was I right to buy these? Let's see what the market does. Let's sit and wait. Let's see if we were right. Oh, we were right. That worked. That really worked. I 2x'd my money. Let's try that again. Oh, look, I 3x my money again. Oh, that's really working. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to listen to what I say. I've been doing this a long time, but you really don't have to listen to what I say. Like, you can buy one booster bundle of Prismatic Evolution and you can just sit on it and wait, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. I really don't. Last sold in the US, $260, $143 for an import from Australia. I wouldn't even mess around with that personally, shipping an ETB halfway round the world. I know eBay's got your back with insurances and that, but come on guys, for an extra $17 plus you're going to pay postage on that as well, so you're probably not even saving anything. $260, last sold in the US. Another one here going for $214. You know, this is what I'm saying, guys. Look at the range open up. 2 sales. Oh, actually, that one's from April. What? Why is it showing me April? July. My filtering's gone crazy. Hang on. Let's just have a look. No, ended recently. It's just eBay being weird. Okay, let's actually look for last sold then. Those are PC ETBs. Those are PC ETBs. April, July. Here we go. October 24th, $150. There you go. Right up there. All-time high. Prismatic ETB. They tried to print it into the ground. It was resistant at that $100 price point. It refused to go down to retail because there was so much demand. Even when there were pallets and pallets of it in Costco, in Sam's Club, in all these places, in vending machines, they flooded the market with Prismatic Evolutions, and it just refused to go to retail. Now there's a little bit less of them around, and it's already shot up to 150. 150's what? 150's double retail in that? In the US? Something like that. It's about double retail. Wait till it has its run. Wait till it's properly out of print. Prismatic Evolutions is going to have a historic run. I'm telling you now. Last sold in the UK, 135 quid. 140 quid. 125 quid. It's right up there at all-time highs, guys. And it was suppressed for the longest time. Could they print more of it? Yeah, of course they could print more of it, but they can't keep doing it forever. And we've already seen that it's resistant to printing. It really is. There's just too much demand for this set. Once supply starts drying up, because there's a lot of supply around still, but once it starts drying up, We're going to see it really start to accelerate and really start to push through those all-time highs and start to set new records. Let's move on then to Journey Together. Journey Together is a bit of a weird one because it's up, then it's down, then it's mid-priced compared to other Scarlet and Violet sets, and then it's the cheapest box. Sets that people aren't really sure about. Journey Together is a good case study for this. Are sets where you can get the crazy deals, like I'm saying, where the market's splitting in two between the people who know what they're doing and the people dumping because they're scared. This is where you get the good opportunities to buy in for cheap, and I will show you the perfect example of that in a moment with Journey Together. Let's have a look at prices though. Last week, $263, which is like basically mid-price. The average sort of price for the mid to low sets are around about $260. Last sold, $244. You see what I mean? Like, there's people dumping. There's people dumping. $244 puts it at the cheapest Scarlet and Violet booster box on the market right now. $244. By quite a bit as well. By like 8-9%. Deals to be had on the sets that people aren't sure about. Because people are dumping. People overbuy into them when they just expect them to go to the moon. And these are people who don't really care about Pokemon. These are the people here for the quick flips. Those are the people that are dumping and are going to lose out. And there's an excellent opportunity to buy their boxes. Look at this. Last sold in the US, enhanced version, $230. Okay, a couple of weeks ago, the cheapest you could get a booster box was $250 if you were lucky. Now you're getting a sealed minty enhanced Journey Together for $230. Now you'll get, like I said, all these idiots online saying that the market's crashing. It's $230. It's down. It was going for $280 for, I don't know, 6 days a few months ago. People are dumping. And that's what last week's episode was all about. But it's temporary, guys. What's going to happen in the long haul when Journey Together's out of print? This is what I'm saying. Put this away for a couple of years. If you can get a minty enhanced box for $230, you have done insanely well for yourself. Insanely well. And that's what this channel is all about. Know your prices so that you can see these bargains and jump on them. That's why you subscribe down below to never miss an opportunity. Tell me who, week on week on week, is showing you what's really going on with the prices. And I mean, not just what's going on with the average price. Is it up? Is it down? Is the market crashing? Who's really digging in and showing you these individual sales and showing you that if you're really stalking things, you can get a Journey Together for $230. Who's telling you that? No one's telling you that. And I know because I watch a lot of Pokemon content. And maybe if someone's telling you about this $230 box that's happening right now. This was yesterday that box sold in the US. This is the most up-to-date information each and every week so that you can have that competitive edge. Even if they are telling you about this $230 box and drawing your attention to it that sold yesterday, they're not telling you about all these tabs every 7 days. I'm telling you about everything going on in the market so that you can have that advantage. If you've got the product, you've got the power. Never forget that. Last sold in the UK, 190 quid. Non-enhanced though. This is what I'm saying with Mega Evolution. The enhanced versions are rare here in the UK. There's only a lot of them around for Mega Evolution at the moment because they shipped from PC like that. They shipped from Pokemon Center like that. And that was recently. Once it goes up there in age, like Journey Together did, they become a lot rarer. Look how many sales I'm going to have to go through to find an enhanced Journey Together box. Look, 1, 2, 3, okay, 4. Not that many, but look at the price difference. 250 quid. 190 quid, 60 quid price difference between the enhanced and non-enhanced. And I'll tell you what, that promo's not worth 60 quid. So what's the difference? They're just rarer, especially here in the UK. In the US, it's a bit of a different story. You've got a lot more enhanced stuff over there. But if you're in the UK, little tip, try and go for the enhanced stuff with Mega Evolution, because I think we're going to see a repeat on what's going on with Journey Together. Journey Together, like I said, enhanced variant, 250 quid. That was right up there at all-time highs. But for $230, someone scooped an absolutely brilliant box there. Someone got a really good deal because they know that that's a deal. And this is what I'm saying. Some of the market, like us, we know what a good deal is, and you've got to trust your gut on it. You've got to feed your brain with information so that you can make these decisions for yourself. So that you can do this analytic analysis. So that you can do this analysis yourself. So that you know that when you see this for 230, it's an instant cop. Okay? Let's then move on to Surging Sparks. Surging Sparks is another fantastic opportunity. I personally think Surging Sparks is a better set than Journey. But so many deals to be had out in the market. Let's have a look then. Last week, 270 on the average. This week, 263. So technically down $7, a few percent points. But let's have a look at eBay. Look at this. 235. New listing tag. So someone bought it out instantly. But someone scooped one for 235 for a sealed Surgeon. Now, I know you're going to tell me. I'm going to get comments down below. Yeah, but we have vending machines here in the US, and sometimes you can get Surging Sparks booster boxes. I know. I'm aware of it. However, how long do you think those vending machines are going to be stocked with Surging Sparks boosters? Not long. And people are dumping. These are people that are scooping it up for retail. They might get lucky with like a vending machine hit and they just sell instantly. That's not how you make money in this. I'm telling you. You make money in this buying these for $235. Buying these for $250. I would even buy in at $250. That's a great buy. Let alone scooping one for $235. $235 puts Surging and Journey as the cheapest booster boxes in the entire era by a long shot. Like I said, average prices for stuff is like $260 for a mid box. $260 is a good price a couple of weeks ago. Now you're seeing people dumping Surging for $235. Are you crazy? It's buying season, guys. Let's buy it off of all these people that are just dumping. It's a fantastic opportunity. It's so good, honestly. Look at this. Last sold in the UK, 270 quid. What even is that in dollars? Let's just do it. $270 in GBP. Oh, I did it the wrong way. 270 GBP in USD. $360 is what we're paying for Surging over here because we've got no stock of it. It is a fire set. The only reason why people are dumping them in the US is because they're getting lucky, they're hitting it for retail, and they're just dumping it instantly. Guys, excellent opportunity to buy. If we in the UK could pick them up for the kind of price that you're picking them up for. Like I said, we're paying $360 for them over here. $360. Just because we don't have that supply there and we know that it's a good set. Okay. Surging is a fantastic buy right now. If you can get it anywhere sub 250, anywhere sub 260. Look at this market here on eBay. Look, 250 from this morning, 250 from this morning. But someone, scooped one early hours of this morning in the US, 25th of October, for $235. There are some crazy deals to be had right now. Just keep an eye on eBay. Let's briefly talk about Paldea and Fates. Paldea and Fates, one of my favourite sets. I think it will perform really well in the long haul. Just been chilling around its all-time high for the last couple of weeks. Just sitting there, chilling, struggling to break that $300 mark. It's a no-brainer for me. I own a few of them. There is talks about a small release, a small restock of Paldea and Fates. I don't know what products they're going to be. I don't know if it's just going to be booster bundles or a few Elite Trainer boxes hitting the market. I have heard, though, that the numbers are going to be very small, very insignificant. I don't think it's going to affect price that much. But just like we showed with Surging Sparks, with Journey, you might get lucky. You might get someone who scoops it up for retail, lists it on eBay, just wants that quick flip, doesn't understand what's going on with the markets. Maybe a good opportunity to snipe a really good deal on Powder Fates, one of the best holiday sets of the entire era. It's got the Bubble Mew, it's got the Dark Charizard. Honestly, people talk so much about the Bubble Mew. I think the Bubble Mew is one of the most iconic cards of the era. I think it will be one of the titans going forward and will continue to increase in price. But people are sleeping on that Charizard, and it's creeping up there in price on a PSA 10. I love that Charizard. I've got in a PSA 9 because I'm a bit of a broke boy. But one of my favourite cards. I actually hold a lot of 9s for those of you who don't know. I collect a lot of PSA 9 slabs for cards that I like because I can't really justify paying 10 prices. And for me, it's not all about the investment. Especially with slabs. If I'm buying slabs, it's for personal collection. Yeah, obviously I'm happy if it goes up in price. I mean, if that Charizard in a PSA 9 ever goes to like 5k or something, I'll probably sell it. You know, in 10 years, 20 years from now, I probably will sell it. I'll be happy to take a 20k for it. But yeah, it's not all about the 10s. And sometimes I get annoyed with like vendor videos. Small little rant here. A bit of story time with PokePond. All these vendors that tell you, oh, I'm only buying stuff in a 10 for modern, that is because of how vendoring works. And it's not to do with the fact of 9s are any worse than 10s. The reason why they only buy 10s and they try and push that narrative onto people is not because 9s are bad. It's because the nature of their business is flip scalp, flip scalp, flip scalp. They pay you 80%, 70% of what something's worth and then instantly sell it for 30% more, 40% more. Look at, if you watch these vendor videos, look at even the big boys, okay? Look at what they're offering people, the prices, and then just look up the price yourself. And you'll see how stupid it is. And the reason why they only buy 10s is because they just want to get rid of it straight away. They want to make that money straight away. They don't care about people. Vendoring is modern day scalping for slabs. And you heard it here now. I'm calling out all you vendors. I've seen some crazy stuff go down, right? One of the things I saw recently that really annoyed me was someone traded a sealed, minty Evolving Skies booster box. Okay, probably one of the best booster boxes of the modern era. Well, past Sun and Moon. Okay, and they traded it for a Bubble Mew. PSA 10. That is nuts. Okay, the difference in price is insane on that. And the vendor was acting like he was doing him a favour. Okay, that vendor could have then flipped that Evolving Skies booster box for hundreds of dollars more than what he offered him. I think he gave him... he paid cash on top as well. So he did an Evolving Skies booster box and cash on top for a PSA 10 Bubble Mew. I think at the time, PSA 10 Bubble Mew was like $1,600. And an Evolving Skies booster box at the time was selling on eBay for $2,200, something like that, $2,400. And he had the cheek to ask the guy with the box for an extra like $300 on top. Modern day scalping. And a lot of these vendors, while I'm there, I don't like to vent too much, but I have to do it. These modern day vendors, a lot of them have been in the hobby less than 2 years. Less than 2 years. But they are celebrated as these amazing people. And they have such a cult following on YouTube. But we're the bad guys for collecting sealed product. We're the scalpers for holding product for 10 years that no one wanted. I don't know, guys. This hobby's crazy. This hobby is crazy. Anyway, Powder Face, story time over. Paldean Fates is so close to its all-time high. There's no way I don't see this going to $500 plus a box, given a little bit of time to run. Might have a good opportunity to buy some for a little bit cheaper over the next week. Let's then talk about 151. 151 chilling at its all-time high, around about $400. But we're starting to see it break out. So last week, average price point, $406. Last sale, $410, $414, $415, $414. 4 sales here over the last couple of days, breaking out over that $400 price point. We said $400, it's going to hover there for a little while. We're starting to see it break out over that $400 price point. I've said that once it does break out over that $400 price point, it might magnet back, snap back to $400 for another few weeks. But once it consistently sells over $400, it's going to have a pretty easy run up to $500. And then it will probably chill at $500 for a few weeks. 151 will get away from people. Like I said, time moves fast in this hobby. 151 is technically still in print. Okay? Once this box is fully out of print, where's it going to be in 2 years from now? 3 years from now? 4 years from now? Give it time to run. 151's going to go on a big run as well. And I think everyone knows that as well. No one's debating that. So why are we not buying in at 400? It's just a no-brainer. I already own a bit of it. Maybe 400 is a bit too expensive for you. Buy a bundle. Or maybe the bundle's a bit too expensive for you. Maybe you don't believe in 151. There's so many plays to be had right now. You got Prismatic, Paldean Fates, Destined Rivals. Even if you can't afford the booster boxes, the ETBs are a decent play if you can get them for a good price. Even sleeved packs. If you really want to get into stuff and really get into seal collecting or want some of a set and you can't afford it, even the big sets that have already had big runs, like Evolving Skies, buy a couple sleeved packs. Or buy a booster bundle. Or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not expensive to get into these big sets if you buy a smaller product. Yes, booster boxes are king, or elite trainer boxes are king if it's a holiday set, because there are no booster boxes. But you've got other options. You've got the booster bundles. You got the 3-pack blisters. You got the check lane blisters. You got the sleeve packs. These all perform very well as well. They may not perform as well as the booster box, but they're still going to get lifted from the set doing well. You will still make money on them. 151 chilling at an all-time high. I don't know why it's not breaking out over 400. Well, I do, because it's a psychological price point and everyone's focus is on other sets at the moment. There's a lot going on in the hobby right now with releases and stuff like that. That's where the focus on the market is. People have blinkers on way too much with this hobby. Okay, 151, no-brainer play if you've got that kind of money. If you don't have that kind of money, the booster bundle's an option as well. But like I said, there's so many plays in the market right now. Buy what you want to buy. Because that's part of it for me as well. It's not just what the best performing set is going to be. It's what do I want to have in my collection as well. I genuinely am a sealed collector. Investment comes as a bonus on the side. But genuinely, I'm a sealed collector. It's about what sets I want. Otherwise, why would I have bought a Destined Rivals Elite Trainer box in both the PC version and the normal version, and I've got booster boxes? Do you see what I mean? Why am I buying all of those products? Because they display well and I like having them in my collection. Why am I buying slabs in a PSA 9? Because I want them. I want them in my collection. It's okay to be a sealed collector despite what people tell you. Last sold in the US. I'm rambling on a bit today. $400. And that's on an auction. $400 from yesterday. But look at this. Buy it now. $350. This is what I'm saying. Ranges are opening up, guys. 400 is right up there at all-time highs. Someone got a good deal. Look, didn't even have to stalk it on an auction. Same day, $350. $50 off. The ranges are opening up. There's deals to be had if you know what you're doing. Okay. Last sold in the UK. £414. I'm going to pause the screen right here. If you're watching without visuals, then just bear with me for a second. See if you can identify what's wrong with that photo. You've got 3 listings there from the UK, all sold yesterday. Where's the mistake? Because there's a pretty big mistake there and someone scooped a crazy bargain. I'll give you 5 seconds to have a look at it. Okay, did you see what the mistake was? Right, market price. Let's have a look. £414 for a sealed one. Sold, yeah, day before yesterday. 414.67. Above it, PC version, Pokemon Center version, sold just under 700 quid. Okay. What's this? Another 414 sale, but it's a PC version. They listed it without realizing, and I think eBay just automatically, look, they just copied this listing, and the seller didn't know that they had a Pokemon Center exclusive version. Look, they dumped a PC ETB of 151 sealed for the price of the last sold non-PC one. They just done themselves out of, hang on, well, if we take, let's do it, let's work it out properly. 695 minus 414. They just dumped it for 280 quid below market. No wonder it's got a new listing tag. One of you guys, I know, you saw that get listed and you jumped on it. 280 quid off on a PC ETB of 151 because someone dumped it without realizing that they sold a PC version for a non-PC price. Deals to be had in the market. Whoever snapped that up, bravo. That is one of the best deals I've seen on the market probably all year. So whoever managed to snap that up, well done. Whoever sold that, unlucky. GG's. Learn your market. Wow. Twilight Masquerade then. Let's move on. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Should we do the percentage actually before we move on? Let's do it. Why not? What percentage is that? 281 divided by 695. 40% below market. They dumped that for. Oh wow. Amazing. Twilight Masquerade then. Twilight Masquerade down a little bit from its all-time high, like with other sets. Again, opportunities to buy into these guys. It's buy-in season. It's so close to its all-time highs. Look, if we zoom out, look, 1 year chart. Look, what do we see? Move up, price consolidation. Move up, price consolidation. Move up, price consolidation. But the chart, when you zoom out, is only going in one direction, and it's still in print. Just because something's in print doesn't mean it's getting printed. But when something's out of print, you know there's going to be no more of it. And these sets are going to have a big run. They're already starting to run. But for some reason, over the last couple of weeks, we're off of the all-time high. We just get a discount. And even though it's $15 below its all-time high on the average prices, I guarantee if you keep an eye on eBay, you'll get even better deals. You'll get 20%, 30% below all-time highs because people are dumping because they don't know what they're doing. They don't have that confidence. They've started to see a bit of a pullback and they're just scared and they just dump everything. Excellent opportunity to buy. That is what this episode is all about. That is what last week's episode is all about. It's fantastic. It's a great time to be part of the hobby. It really is. $321 last week. This week, $311. So down $10, which is what? $10 is like 4%? 3.5%? 4%? Just under 4%. Between 3 and 4%. Deals to be had. Last sold in the US. Look at this. $287. And then right next to it, same day, $326. And then right next to it, again, $283. So the difference between the buy it now and the auction is nearly $50. Deals to be had, guys, if you know your prices. Last sold in the UK, 250 quid. Amazing. I don't know who bought this box for 500 quid from Pakistan. You're asking for trouble. I don't know what's going on there. Swiftly moving on. Paldea Evolved, again, a little bit off of its all-time high from a few weeks ago, but a fantastic set. And still the most expensive set in the era. The most expensive booster box by a fair way, because Destin's down a little bit now. Last week it was, let's see, $458 on the average. This week, $430. Nearly $30 off this week on Paldea Evolved. It's a no-brainer, guys. Look, zoom out on the chart. What's it doing? It's going in one direction. It's going up, consolidating, up, consolidating, up, consolidating, up, consolidating. And now we go up, and now we're consolidating again. And people are like, oh no, we've got to dump everything. No! It's only going up. Zoom out. Be prepared to put these away for a couple of years, minimum. If you put it away for 5 years, 10 years, you are laughing. I'm telling you guys. I've been doing this a long time. I'm just trying to help you. I'm trying to help everyone. I would love this to be just a big, fun club where we all just get rich together. That's my dream for the channel. It really is. And I mean, it's been happening. I've had so many DMs from people over the last 2 years that have said that I've just made them a fortune. And they make so much more than me because they've got the capital to put in. You know, I'm telling you to buy like 151 ETBs. I might buy one. But I've got viewers that are like, oh, buy 151 ETBs, okay, and buy 10 cases. And they make, you know, they make house money off of my advice. Sometimes I wish I had more capital to do it. But it is what it is. It's never going to be enough. It's comparison is the thief of joy. It really is. Don't compare yourself to other people. Stay in your lane. Be happy with you. Don't be upset about the fact that you've just gained hundreds of dollars over the last couple of years. Don't be mad like, oh yeah, but it could have been thousands or hundreds of thousands. You're always going to feel that way. Okay, just be happy with what you've got. Paldea Evolved, right up there at all-time highs when you zoom out. It's up 224% over the last year, but for some reason people are still dumping it. So yeah, this week $30 off. Look at the price changes on this, guys. Oh, okay, that's an unwrapped one. Why you would ever buy an unwrapped box, I have no idea. That is absolutely ludicrous. All right, let's just look at sealed. $430. This is the most expensive booster box in the Scarlet and Violet era. What are we talking about, guys? Why are we panicking? Why are people panic selling? Good opportunity to buy. If you could get that anywhere under $400, you're laughing. I really do think so. Last sold in the UK, new listing tag, so bought out straight away, $321. And I'm not surprised because the sale before it on a buy it now, 20 quid more. 340 quid. So yeah, someone got 20 quid off because they know their prices. Anytime you see a new listing tag like this, it means it was bought out pretty much as soon as it was put on because people know their prices. They know what's going on. I mean, that's a no-brainer. The fact that the last sale before it was 20 quid more. But that's people dumping, guys. That's people just trying to get out of their positions and take profit. Good opportunity to get in. It's buying season. What did I tell you guys? It's buying season. Stellar Crown. We don't always talk about Stellar Crown. I like Stellar Crown. I'm in love with Lapras. FYI. Not in an emotional way. I just like Lapras as a Pokemon. Stellar Crown is such a creeper set, honestly. It really is. People aren't talking about it enough. $280 last week on the prices. This week, $288. That's up another 4%. Stellar Crown is more expensive than so many other boxes because there just isn't the driving supply behind it. The people that own it just have it and are forgetting about it. There's Stellar Crown in the back of people's cupboards, and that's the thing. Because people aren't talking about it, people also aren't selling it either. And it's probably one of the least put away sets of the era too. Like I say people have it in cupboards, because they do. I have it in cupboards. But there is very little Stellar Crown put away for the future, sealed and minty, compared to other sets. I'm telling you. And if we look at past performance of other sets that are like that, they perform very well in the long haul. Stellar Crown's getting expensive. Don't sleep on Stellar Crown. Last sold in the US, $222. A really minty box as well on an auction. And then look at that, sale before at $260. Look at the range opening up, guys. $40 difference. Well, $38 difference. Between two sales, same day. Well, different, separate days, a day apart. The difference between a buy it now and an auction. And like that auction, right? $222 for a minty box. They're selling on TCG Player for $288. Deals to be had. People dumping product, especially on sets that they're not sure about. Stellar Crown will do fine long term. Like I said, it's a creeper set. It's not going to be the most popular. That's a 5-year set. That's a put it away, forget about it for 5 years. Probably going $600 plus. Probably more than that. We'll wait and see. We'll see what happens. I'm very happy with my Stellar Crown position. And I'd be happy to buy more at 220 quid. Decent. Very decent. ETB's starting to creep up there in price as well. 62 quid plus postage. 65 all in. These were sitting for below retail for a long time, these ETBs. I'm tempted to crack mine. I actually cracked a Temporal Forces ETB the other day. Just because I wanted to. I actually love Temporal Forces. I dog on Paradox Rift and Temporal Forces so much, but as far as a collector's standpoint, I actually love Temporal Forces. It's one of my favourite sets. And I'd be up for opening more of it as well. I think some of the arts in it are absolutely stunning, but I'm a big like Walking Wake and Suicune fan, so that's just me. Anyway, enough story time. Let's move on. Obsidian Flames, we will talk about briefly. Obsidian Flames right up there at an all-time high. More expensive than a lot of boxes. I like Obsidian Flames. People hated on it when it came out. It was a bit of a meme set. Even these big investment channels memed on it for 6 months, 8 months, 9 months. I stayed true. I knew that I liked Obsidian Flames. I bought a lot of it for below retail. I was buying these for 160 a box, 150 a box at its lowest. Yeah, love it. Nearly doubled in price already. And now all those channels have come around and said, oh, Obsidian Flames is great. We always said it was great. No, you didn't. The whole hobby memed on it. Even the sealed guys memed on it. Trust your gut. Obsidian Flames is a decent set. Again, it's another creeper set. Give it time. It's a 5-year set. Put it away. 5 years. You'll be happy. Getting up there in age a little bit as well. Last sold $305. Right up there at an all-time high. Over the last year, it's up 155%. Not too shabby for a meme set that's still in print, technically. Let's move on then. Let's move on to the big boys. Evolving Skies. Evolving Skies basically has like no sales data on TCG Player. It's had one sale over the last 11 days for $2,500. So let's have a look at eBay. $2,600. Chilling. Would you trade that for a Bubble Mew? I wouldn't. The vendor that did that, I hope some of you here know who that vendor is. I won't ever say their name because I won't throw shade, but I saw that and I was that hit hard. The fact that you can do a sealed Evolving Skies for a Bubble Mew and then want cash on top as well, that's dirty. That is dirty behaviour in the hobby. Last sold in the UK, 1,900 quid. 2 sold actually yesterday for £1,900. Basically chilling up there a little bit below all-time highs. $2,600 seems to be about the average price point for it. Yeah, I think it will hover there for a little bit, but I don't think it's ever going to crash. Potentially it could go down to $2,000, but it's not going to stay there for long. Do I think that Evolving Skies is at the peak of where it will ever be? No. Evolving Skies is one of the most iconic boxes of the last 10 years. Personally, I think it's going to follow in the footsteps of Team Up, and it's going to start pushing over the next few years 5k plus. Probably have a fairly long drawn out run to 10k sort of range in the long haul is my personal long-term prediction. But we'll see. It's a keeper. I wouldn't be selling any Evolving Skies now unless you really need the money or you have some insane play in mind that you can use that money better elsewhere. But for just the small amount of space that it takes up, and the fact that it's such an iconic set with such iconic cards in it, the Moonbryon, the Rayquaza, it's surprising to me that it's just chilling at $2,600. And it would not shock me, and it would not shock the market if we're sitting here this time next year and it's, you know, another $1,000 on it. I wouldn't even be surprised. It wouldn't shock me, and it wouldn't shock a lot of people. Let's then move on to Fusion Strike. Fusion Strike has kind of just been magneting on and off of $1,000 for the last few weeks. Well, nearly a month or so. It's been there, month and a half. When did it first hit $1,000? Let's have a look. On the average price chart, September 19th. So let's see, that's what, like 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago, it hit $1,000, and it's just going to sit on $1,000 for a little while. That's very normal, very psychological price point. Resistance will become support over time, for those of you who know what they're talking about with stock graphs. I think it's a great buy. If you can get it sub $1,000 right now, you're laughing. There you go, last sold on eBay, $1,200. Simple as that. Sale before it, same day, $929. You see the range opening up here. That's such a range. Let's calculate that out. So what? That's $271 price difference between two buy it nows on the same day. That's nuts. Divided by the original price was $929. 30% price difference. Two sales the same day. 30%. Nuts, guys. Absolutely nuts. Deals to be had in the market, buying off of people who are dumping and have no faith. Buying in at $1,200 is not bad if you get a nice minty box, to be honest. I would pay that if I had the spare money. That is a really minty box as well. That'll do well over time. I've always said to people, don't be afraid to pay over market for a really minty box, especially something like that where there's not that many minty boxes available anymore. Last sold in the UK, 660 quid. New listing as well, bought out instantly, 660. The sale before it, 620, same day. So someone probably just missed that one and then saw another one and was like, I'll pay an extra 40 quid. I'll pay an extra, what's that, 8%? Just to get it. These sets, specifically the big boys from Sword and Shield, will very quickly, and I'm talking about over the next 12 months, get to the point where there are less and less and less minty boxes for sale, and you will get to the stage where the price just accelerates. Okay? Blink and it's $1,400 a box if you want a minty one. Oh, you can pay $1,200 a box, but it's got a tear in it. And that situation will come around soon. And then the people who have the money, the difference between buying a $1,200 box and a $1,400 box becomes nothing, because they just want the box and they just want it sealed and in a good condition. And that's why boxes like this start to run over time, because you've got to think about this guy, right? This guy paying 1,200 quid, he's paying over market. Do you think he's going to be flipping that and selling that again in the next 6 months? Very unlikely. That is a minty box that's going into a collection, most likely, and that ain't going to see the market again for probably years. Very likely. And that's happening every day. Every day, good boxes of the minty boxes are being taken off of the market, and you won't see them again for a long time. And that's what's really going to run up the price with these sets like your Evolving Skies, your Fusion Strike, your Lost Origin, the big boys that are getting harder to get. And that's what you're seeing with the Sun and Moon era as well. Your Team Up, your Unified Minds, your Unbroken Bonds, the actual really minty boxes, you're not buying them for market. There's some listed, but you're going to pay over market for them. If you've got the product, you've got the power. You can choose to sell it for whatever price you want. It might not sell instantly, But when these things become rarer, people will start paying premiums over market, and that will really start accelerating up the price. I think they're going to have a good couple of years evolving Fusion and Lost. Let's then move on to Lost Origin. Lost Origin, right up there at all-time high. It is criminally low. Last sale, $730 for Lost Origin. Fusion just sold for $1,200. Nearly double in price. Alright, $200 apart from that. But that's nuts. Lost Origin is so criminal, its price right now. Should be over $1,000 a box. Last sold in the US on eBay. New listing tag as well. Nice minty box. $850. So the difference in price there, $850 to $730. Someone paid $120 over TCG price last sold for a nice minty one on eBay. I'm telling you, minty boxes command a premium when they get a little bit older and a little bit harder to find. People FOMO into them. Last sold in the UK, 618 quid. Let's then talk about Astral Radiance. Astral Radiance at an all-time high. Chilling like a villain. Last sold, $450. Right up there at the all-time high. Multiple sales over the last month at that 450 range as well. Very healthy to see. Brilliant Stars, a little bit under its all-time high. Had that breakout over $500 a few months ago, and then now we're seeing dollar prices of around about $500. Last sold 500, 488, 492, 480. I think this is your last chance to buy anything under $500. The fact that you can even buy Brilliant Stars for under $500 now is pretty crazy, considering it had that big breakout over to an average price of $550. I didn't think it was going to come back down to $500. It's buying season. It's your last chance to buy in under $500 for Brilliant Stars. I don't think that'll last for long. Silver Tempest, a little bit under that 500 mark. I said it would struggle when it hit 500, and it's just sort of resisting off of 500, and actually last sale right down to 460. Again, wouldn't worry about this stuff. It's not like you're going to get any more Silver Tempest. Silver Tempest is a good set. Brilliant Stars is a good set. You've got nice alt art chase cards. Give it time. They will continue to run. They may struggle for a few weeks to break out over that $500 price point. But once they do, once they start running up to $600, $700, you're never going to see a $500 one again. They're just going to continue to climb. I think that they're great buys, personally. Let's move on. Chilling Rain, right up there at an all-time high as well. Just over that $500 price point on the averages. Look, averages 554. Last sold 483. I never thought I'd see Chilling again below that $500 price point. Good opportunities to buy. I'm sure that if on TCG Player it's on at 483 last sold, I'm sure you'll get some idiot dump it for 450 on eBay this week. You just got to be available to snipe those kind of things if you want to buy into them. But I don't think even buying in at $500 for Silver, Brilliant, Chilling, you can pay that kind of money and pay that little bit over market for a $500 box, which has already proven it can run higher than 500. It's within 10% of its all-time high, and there's no way, in my opinion, it doesn't just run up to that $1,000 range given enough time to run. Long term, guys. You need to look long term at these. The people that are struggling and are dumping can't do that. That is your superpower over them. Time in the market, patience. That's how you really make money with sealed. Let's finish off the episode with something fun. I love going through at the end of the episode and just having a look at what's been selling in the US. We just searched for Pokemon, sold, new, that's it. And this caught my eye. I thought this was quite funny. Pokemon Go pin collection. Who remembers this? The little Bulbasaur one with the Bulbasaur promo. Selling now for $19.99. Pokemon Go. Wow, what a set. You get 2 packs for that. Is it 2 packs? Looks like 2 packs. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that was retail for it. I'm pretty sure retail was $19, if not $15. But what I wanted to point out is it's not normal for every single set, particularly the bad sets, to perform really, really well, especially when they're in print. If you look back to previous eras, there are multiple examples littered around of sets that just didn't climb up in value, or climb up in value so slow. When did Pokemon Go even come out? I think I searched this. Pokemon Go came out in July 6th. Oh no, that's the mobile version. I want the trading card expansion. There we go. 2022. July 1st, 2022, this came out. So it is coming up there to 4 years old, and you can still buy it minty for pretty much retail price. That's what I'm saying, guys. It's not normal for the bad sets to be increasing up in price while they're in print. Pokemon Go is just one example of a cautionary tale, is all I can say. But what a cool little product. And you get a Bulbasaur pin. I love Bulbasaur. And you get a nice little Bulbasaur promo as well, in a sealed product from back then. The unpopular sets don't always perform the best. Now, I know I didn't cover every set. I know I skipped over a few things. Paradox, Temporal, Crown Zenith, stuff like that. I will always let you know if something major is going on in the market. We don't always look at everything every week, but I'll always let you know the important stuff when it's breaking out. Make sure you subscribe down below to never miss an opportunity. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and please do me a massive favour and just smash that like button. That really does help me out, helps the channel out, costs you nothing. Please. Alright, have yourselves a wonderful day, and peace.